Now that we have experienced stillness in our lives as a beautiful part of our faith and maintaining a healthy prayer life that is to be still once in the morning and once in the evening, it is our bodies that is now filled with light. Thus, in being filled with light, you may encounter people that hate you without a cause. Now, if or when this happens, it is not that they hate you personally, rather they hate the spirit that is within you. You see, because the more that you are shining the light within yourself daily in stillness, the more that you are getting to know the spirit that dwells within you in the light. That is the spirit of Jesus Christ. As Jesus Christ himself puts it this way, if the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love its own. Yet because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. Remember the word that I said to you, a servant is not greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they kept my word, they will also keep yours. But all these things they will do to you for my name's sake, because they do not know him who sent me. Yet what we must understand as the army of God is that the more that we are getting to know the spirit that dwells within us, it is not that they hate you personally, rather it is the darkness that hates the light. It is the lie that hates the truth. It is the spirit of the flesh that hates God. It is for this reason that one of the very last things Jesus Christ ever said on the cross was,
Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
For the people that were crucifying him couldn't help themselves in being controlled by the ego spirit of the flesh. Thus the world's hatred is something that you may deal with as you are knowing yourself in the light of Christ. Now there are a few things that you must be aware of whenever dealing with someone who hates you without a cause. The very first thing being that it is not them, rather the spirit of the flesh within them in the kingdom of Satan that wants to make you react in an attempt to make a home in you or keep you locked into the spirit of the flesh in unforgiveness. Because whenever you overreact, you are open for attack. A perfect example of this is in the following clip here.
You own this house.
Get the f off my
You own
property.
this house.
Get the f off my property.
I'm not right away. Do you own this house?
This is not my house.
It is not. So you shut the f up, you little mother.
You own this
Go
house?
get a job.
I have a f
As you can see, my beloved brethren, when faced with this type of situation, the way to deal with it is to remain calm, remaining watchful of the situation, all the while remaining watchful of every feeling that is going on within you. Because in remaining watchful of the many feelings of the flesh is how you overcome them, by watching them and relaxing into them. Furthermore, what we must understand as the army of God is that the more that we are praying daily in stillness, the more that we are being led by the light in our daily lives. Thus, everything that is happening to us in the present moment is the will of God for our lives, even when dealing with someone who is evil. And it is for this reason that we keep the commandments of Jesus Christ by loving our neighbors as we love ourselves, loving your enemies, blessing those who curse you, doing good to those who hate you, and praying for those who spitefully use you and persecute you, that we would be worthy to be called children of God. And since we know that everything happening to us in the present moment is God's will for our life, we willingly surrender to his will in the present moment as we respond in humility, genuine love, forgiveness, and an understanding heart, by understanding that the individual that is hating us without a cause cannot help themselves in being controlled by the ego spirit of the flesh. Although they may not be children any longer, we must see them as children for the sake of the soul that is within them, because it is the soul that is of value, as it is the soul that is the part of us that is of the Father. And if they have that much anger in their heart, it is evidence that they need us all the more. Furthermore, it takes much more strength to get back up and love in the same way that you loved before you were hurt. It takes way more strength to forgive as we are called to forgive, as Christ himself sets the example. Although bloodied, beaten, and bruised, he continually loved and prayed for us to the Father. Thus we respond in humility, forgiveness, and genuine love, not for anyone to see, but our Father in heaven to see our faith in his Son, Jesus Christ. Know yourselves, brothers and sisters, that we become one in the body of Christ and in the army of God.